Optimus Prime is such an outstanding citizen. He's such a pacifist that it's even stated when he hurts others, he hurts himself. Optimus Prime, since he's the Autobots or Transformers versions of Captain America, he's a very experienced fighter in terms of hand-to-hand combat. When it comes to beings like Optimus Prime, their presence, a legend, a whole era of Cybertronian history personified, a Prime. We Primes represent the entire Cybertronian race, standing inviolate, incorruptible, a figurehead. Just because of his leadership and virtue skills, he's able to convince you to go on a suicide mission just because of how he convinced you to do the right thing, thanks to his virtues and stuff like that. Transformers in general has a lot of media. Optimus Prime is right in the center of all of it. Being a leader of a group of anything seems to warrant a lot of responsibility. Optimus Prime is no exception to this, leading the Autobots. Robotic alien type beings known as Transformers are awesome. I mean, heck, they can turn into vehicles and disguise themselves. Whether it be animated media or live action media, I'm pretty sure you've seen these robots in disguise in some form or fashion. Optimus Prime is one of the most coolest characters of all time too, but despite there being several versions of him throughout different types of media, they have a lot of similarity, but they do also have different feats in their dimensions or universes. Just from their size alone, you know they have to be stronger than normal, not to mention they have blades and cannons they can blast power you with for long range attacks, but yeah, off gate they're already bigger than cars. I bet you didn't know that Optimus Prime and the Autobots and etc. have fought like literal universes, but you're going to see later on in this vid. Heck, the Generation 1 version of Optimus Prime is physically strong enough to lift up a sunken oil tanker. These can weigh between 70,000 and 120,000 tons. He's strong enough to literally lift up jets and smash them like that. He's been shown lifting beings above his head that's as big as him. They always have their cannons able to shoot precisely with precision. Someone he's consistently fighting in raw power, a being like Megatron, strong enough to do that, blast him with his cannons and even harm Megatron. Why is all this impressive? To get an idea of the power hierarchy of these universes, to see the people he consistently fights, beings like Megatron. There was this massive explosion that Megatron had to endure. That's big. Yeah, the power of it knocked Cybertron out of the orbit. Yeah, the collateral of all that happening started all this. Yeah, beings like Megatron who are similar to Optimus Prime survive stuff like this. The beings in this universe, they can withstand their own blast from their own cannons, durability-wise. He can use an axe for melee combat, strong enough to lift up things like the Washington Monument, weigh up to 100,000 tons. But what about other versions of Optimus? It's more of the same. You see he got melee here, physically strong enough to break concrete, just straight on break metal restraints. Yeah, just like it's nothing just by pounding his hand. No surprise here that he, yet again, battling Megatron no matter which continuity, hitting him here. Sends this giant spider flying with a kick. Pulls down a billboard effortlessly, rips off Sentinel's arm with his super strength, pulls away a fuel tank with some ropes. No matter which continuity, able to match Starscream or characters like that in strength. It just only makes sense to the lore. This large bell, these things can weigh hundreds of tons. Large piece of debris, steel beams, large scoreboard, ripping it out the concrete with raw strength alongside with some help. More lifting stuff. Even if you're a mechanical rhino, yeah, get slammed. Superhuman reflexes like dodging missiles, dodging arrows, durable enough to be kicked into a building or straight up tackled into a building or huge rocks. Yeah, he can withstand that. He gets caught in an explosion that took out a big chunk. Yeah, all of that. Of an island, they can withstand a lot. Can slice through the tanker of an oil truck thrown at him here. Slice like that. Chopping rocks ain't no big deal to him. He has nets he can use, or even fire extinguishers. Has a jetpack if he so wishes. Supersonic reflexes, like dodging missiles. One could say here, while holding the hammer. Here's a thing known as the Magnus Hammer. It kind of can summon up storms or lightning to attack you with it like this. This guy created a tornado with thanks to this Magnus Hammer. Get an idea of his destructive capacity. Depending on how strong tornadoes can be, they can level cities over time at least. Bats away Megatron's shots with his reflexes with his hammer, whether it be a clash and just pure strength. Another optional equipment, one could say a power-up. He simply does this to Megatron with ease after a power-up. Thanks to feats like this, it's heavily implied that explosions that level a part of an island, that he should be in that city-shattering levels at least, thanks to him being able to withstand that. Same with other Transformers. Then you got the Transformers Prime version of Optimus Prime. Went through his fair share of evolutions, still has cannons, aka blast power, melee, Whole bunch of different artillery. Rips these doors like that. Stops the forward momentum of a missile. Yeah, it's literally pushing against him, and he's slowing it down. Lifts a Unicron avatar off the ground. He can punch hard enough to set his fist on fire. One can argue fighting speed. Don't forget that he did collapse this large roof via strikes. You know, the classic dog pile. And he simply breaks out all this mess because he's Optimus. Not only is he fast enough to drive his way up to a moving train, he's also strong enough to slow it down before it reached the end of the track. Fast enough to sidestep missiles or just deflect attacks consistently. Like that. Fighting speed. Blitz you with a sword. He's no slouch in the durability department. Always fighting people that's on his level. He's withstood explosions when he's right next to it that are that big. Yeah, that big. So it seems that these beings that they consistently fight along with their opponents should be in that mountain shattering levels of raw power in general. And don't forget, this actually got upgrade and strong enough to cause a cliff to collapse just by fighting. Look at that. All that impact. Yeah, they can produce. Their strikes create shockwaves. Fighting Megatron. Heavily rider intent on his upgrades. Doesn't really seem to slow him down in speed either. Hitting you that hard with his striking power. He even one-shot this being. Of course, they got to find a way to ride him where they're comparable in power, though. He's not going to stay way above him for long. Slugfest style, baby. He can kind of toss him around, though. I'm not going to lie. Like in this occasion, midair, that flight tech, lightning, light work. For the most part, it seems like whatever his punching power is, his blast can do similar. It's just his blasts are just long-range attacks. Piercing blades can be used more for lethal type of attacks, because we all know blunt and piercing damage is different. And when he's in vehicle mode, he's not completely defensive. Missiles here, for example. You got the comic IDW, Optimus Prime. He was first introduced as Orion Pax, ended up getting a new body, and that's when he got reformatted into Optimus Prime. These Autobots can put themselves in they can download themselves into a secondary system if they're about to nearly die. He can store his consciousness in like a trailer or something when he's not active or almost dying or something. Strength and durability wise, they kind of go hand in hand. Even on this universe's version of Optimus, like this truck ramming into him, he just doesn't even move. Since they have a lot of robotic elements, you can blast half their face off. It doesn't give you a guaranteed kill shot. This is kind of something that should be applied to pretty much any version of the Transformers because they're very similar when it comes to their robotic nature. I mean, they are all Autobots no matter if they're different versions or continuities of them. He's defeated a multitude of different beings over the years, some even similar to himself. Even if you're this big, he can punch through your armor. If you look at the size comparison between the two, he's not afraid to tear your own cannon off for your own arm and use it against you in combat. Not afraid to smash you or other bots into pieces. This guy Optimus did survive a portal collapsing on him because something had destroyed the machine and closed the hole, something that nearly killed him. When it comes to raw speed, there's implications that beings in this universe is massively faster than the speed of light when it comes to just raw travel speed. Not necessarily Optimus Prime in this situation. Just trying to give you an idea of where this universe sets when it comes to these IDW comics. Light years being traveled in a very short amount of time. You guys are probably tired of seeing this, but yes, again, whatever Megatron can do, Optimus Prime and them are comparable to one another, no matter which continuity. These beings like Megatron and Optimus Prime can withstand things that are similar to nuclear type of weapons with their durability alone. Oh, what do you know? He's fighting him on this occasion with Megatron, Optimus Prime. Guess what they state about the railgun? Stated that it does not need to be fully charged to destroy a city. Implications that these beings are on some continental type stuff because stated that they have civilization and threatening weapons. And Optimus has to compete against this type of stuff. So now that you got respect for Megatron, you know him and Megatron are just destined, writer intently made to be on the same level with each other when it's even stated that Megatron knows Optimus better than he knows than anybody else. Optimus Prime seemed to agree with this about Megatron being able to know him very well. Guess who Optimus Prime can fight and punch and damage him? Megatron. More lore on Megatron. Optimus Prime fought Megatron when he was amped up in this one occasion. Kind of like this universe's version of Infinity Stone amping him up, or Power Stone, but it comes at a price, Optimus says. Yep, him and Megatron going at it, yet for the millionth time. Battling Megatron is a beast because he's literally powered by a black hole. You know, the stuff that destroys solar systems in real life, a black hole, and a space bridge. And this is what Optimus has to compete against consecutively. Since he's consistently portrayed to be one of the most powerful Autobots, his blasters can one-shot beings like Soundwave and beings like Six Shot that Optimus has to compete against. He can devastate entire worlds with his raw power in general. Optimus Prime curb stomped Nova Prime. No, not the Marvel Nova Prime. And even killed Galvatron. He's also battled beings like Six Shot in a panel-for-panel type of battle. Why am I bringing this up? Because he can damage beings that have armor that was forged from the metals drawn from the compacted subatomic matter of a collapsed star. And the power core is a self-regenerating dark matter fusion cell. Despite all of this, Optimus doesn't give two craps about all that. Notice how insane his striking power is. Yeah, Optimus can hurt something that's got armor like this with just straight punches. So it's not just his cannons you gotta fear his raw punching power, striking power in general. You can get an idea of their threat level about how the military is about to throw everything they got. We're talking scorched earth. Region was in danger. He ordered his squad to take everybody out of the vicinity to get everyone safe so he can stay and see this through. Optimus Prime has even battled beings like the Thunderwing, who's a threat to the entire universe. More proof of where to show where Optimus is in power. You see how they talk about worlds will burn and the ashes of funeral pyres lit the length and breatheth of the galaxy. The blast power he has. Optimus Prime fought an extremely powered up Shockwave, withstood a couple hits from a powered up Shockwave. They talk about it here. Though we kill a universe, it is merely fuel for the grander plan. They talk about the different auras who are able to alter a fundamental property of existence. Individually powerful, but when combined, they are unstoppable. Why is this stuff important? Because they bring it up here. Aura 14, Resurrection merged with Aura 3, Death in the Dark Titan, Altered stuff, this, capable of causing heat death, stopping motion of a subatomic level. And you, Galvatron, serve as a conduit to the dead universe. Taken together, the solution to the ultimate equation is simple. One of the power sources in this universe, known as Energon. Oh boy. This Shockwave was so overpowered, he says that concepts like that won't exist for much longer. They talk about how overpowered Shockwave is right here, talking about how the universe shall bend to his every command. All the universe, all of history shall collapse into him. Now, intellectually, he was without equal, so if you used to be his superior, that don't matter no more. Shockwave. Yeah, all of this is just ludicrous. Not to mention, apparently this universe has versions of universes are infinite in size. Shockwave was such on some godhood. He wants to remove concepts altogether, not remove or change the past, but he's going to remove the very concept of change of past and future from physics of this universe. How does one even do anything like that? All of space and time shall exist as a singular point in ultimate singularity, an ultimate black hole here on Cybertron. And this world will consume all the resources of the universe in one never-ending moment. The only space and the only moment that has ever or will ever exist. Cybertron will feed on the universe forever, and the very concept of forever and the universe shall exist only to feed Cybertron. All the universe, all of history shall collapse into me, he says, a single point of light against the infinite darkness. And to defend my becoming from across the universe comes an army of Ammonites, 70 billion strong. Look at all this madness that these Transformers be going through. These Transformers be on some cosmic multiversal type of events in their comics, bro. You got beings in the universe that are not necessarily Optimus Prime on this occasion fighting, but since Optimus Prime is pretty high up there on the food chain, you can get an idea of his strength on how they shake the sky and the ground quakes, earthquakes from their blows. No matter what continuity, they have overpowered artifacts that appears throughout different forms of Transformers media called the Matrix of Leadership. One could say it's like this universe's version of their Infinity Stones, or one could say Chaos Emeralds from Sonic or something. Let me stop. Optimus Prime had to face off against like a universal or a living universal void being. It can take over the body of other beings like Nemesis Prime or just straight up corrupt you. Optimus Prime used the Matrix of Leadership to erase an entire dimension, universal type of effects with this Matrix of Leadership. It's funny how they can jump to that easily just by getting a certain artifact by taking on a living universe. Comics for you and just some fiction. And when it comes to the personification of the dead universe, thanks to the Matrix of Leadership, Optimus can fight a literal universe. Yeah, they actually getting cosmic up in here to give you context on what's going on. Yeah, they literally said dead universe. Stated here to defend the planet against the personification of the dead universe, some big bad called the Devoid. The Devoid was going to use a giant planet-sized portal between the dead universe and this universe. A portal big enough for the Devoid to travel through and fuse with everything, kill everything. It's literally some universal type stakes. Prime, thanks to the Matrix of Leadership. You can see the Matrix. One could say he was on some cosmic being status, able to wipe out this Devoid just like that. Yeah, he was literally about to consume it all. But thanks to the Matrix of leadership, Optimus Prime even goes as far as saying with the Matrix, I control this universe, like everything here you shall bend to my will. The best way to get an understanding of how strong the Matrix of leadership is, being known as Unicron, it's stated that his weakness is basically the Autobot creation matrix can temporarily disable him. The matrix is used to make super other powerful weapons like the Star Saber, like their version of a lightsaber. The matrix was used to make one of their best weapons, so you can kind of get an idea of how strong they are because they made the weapon from the matrix. The matrix is like considered a universe destructive type of power, like the Infinity Stone. So at the bare minimum and their base punching power state, they are at the very least planet buster type characters with the potency of their punches. What I mean is that, say for example, hypothetically speaking, if Earth, right, was shrunken down to a more compact size and it still kept its durability, weight, mass, and everything, I believe Optimus could do severe damage to it and break it apart with a single punch if due to the potency, his punching power. And then if we're talking about blast power, blasters are still, it's even worse. Then we're talking about universal type power or multi-universal ranges when we talk about crazy overpowered weapons powered by the matrix of leadership and stuff of that such, fighting such opponents that are universal threats, blah, blah, blah. How strong do you think Optimus Prime is? How hard do you think he can punch? Let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys later. Respect him. But quick thank you to everybody that has taken the time to donate. Helps out a lot. Respect them. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button and I will see you guys later.